Hey, what's going on, folks? This is Dimitri back again. Oh my god, it's been forever since my last video. Well, yeah. So if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe down below for more content. And yeah, this is the channel that that I'm doing real estate. Yeah, guess, well, it's not new, but hey, this is new for me, and I hope the experience that I got and it will help you in your financial journey, in your real estate journey. I really love real estate and how it's making money and how many things can be done through that, and just even for your family, for your sake, for the things that you can do via real estate. That's a place where you can get some information, I hope, and set yourself for the journey that will bless you. So yeah, so let's get to the chase. So I am my name is Dmitry. So, and basically I did the real estate dealing one time, and well, not one time, but actually a couple of times. So, and to not pretty recently, I have bought the condo, and I will pop up here. So the video, and basically a picture here. So about that condo, that was a great opportunity. Honestly, I did not plan to do that this year. I was actually planning to do just to get a heloc, and to get a heloc, get this video, check this out, how I did that. Actually, no, scratch that. Yeah, I did not do the video about heloc, so I just remembered that. So anyway, so what I did, and it was great, it was fantastic. So I actually did heloc, so yeah, check this out. So anyway, it was fantastic deal. So that's this video. I wanted to share with you all how I actually got that deal and how I was able to process it in terms of just the experiences, the process itself, how it's basically going through, like, for your benefit, is just how you actually get it from point A to point B in terms of getting that deal landed. So I got many questions from you all, and that's just fantastic. Thank you all for getting your questions in. So as everyday conversation with my friends and family and all that, you were posting, hey dude, like how did you do that, how did you land that, like we need more information. So and I am glad that you asked that. So, and in this video we're gonna answer those questions through the process, how I got this deal landed in my book of deals. So, well, to begin with, it's gonna be basically it's actually started a couple of years back. So unfortunately, it's not gonna be a get rich quick scheme or anything like that. It's not gonna be that, but because you're in the process of setting yourself up like a really big chest of things that you can have tools to basically spin up the wealth of things, and just the wealth, like basically a lake or whatever, ocean, whatever, however you want to imagine that. The war chest, the chests, or like all sorts of things. So in any case, so for me, the process began a couple of years back. So it can be like really frustrating, but if you're really into it, if you really want to jump into it and really have some results about it, that's definitely the way to go. The reason I mentioned 2 years, because it's the actual beginning of the deal search and making. Sorry about that, guys, so a lot of sound. And I'll just basically, that process itself, it took me a while. So how did I start it? So there are a couple of strategies that I usually think about, and as I learn, as I watch the YouTube and a lot of videos about it. So from Graham Stephan, from Big Pockets, from other big guns here, basically meet Kevin, a lot of folks that have been sharing their experiences. So for me, it's a lot of content, which is awesome, but to navigate through that, actually get those gems of information that you get, you gotta go through a lot of videos, and you just need to process it and like sit on it, whatever. So nonetheless, so for me, I realized there are a couple of strategies that you can do, and then there's a like big pockets. They're really big on burr strategy. Pretty much, sort of, a lot of the same things. Meet Kevin. There's a lot of wedge deal going on. He's a lot of proponent, which I kind of in that boat because I like the style that he's going after. Um, Graham Stephan was a lot of good stuff there. But anyway, so the process that I realized through watching through, I mean, I don't know, it was countless videos that I watched. It's amazing. So, but I nailed it down sort of like for that works for me. And there's like two basic strategies that I got. So, in all worst, so it's basically either going after a house hack, so how to actually land the property, how to actually get the property, and it's like either buy a house, live there, rent it out later, get another one, right in that process, like when you rent out you're actually getting another one, so you kind of like basically switch, or you buy multiple multiple unit property, you live in one unit and then other folks live in another one, and then you basically grow like that. So you get one property, live there, whatever, and then rent it out if possible, and then you just repeat the process with the next property, and the next property. So that's one strategy that I wanted to go with, but due to the family constraints and desires and all that, so I wasn't able to do that. So that's how I also embarked on the second strategy that I would usually talk people and tell people that I took, and that is a heloc strategy. So, and that's where you basically get a property, right? So it's and that's where like all those combinations, and that's why is it important to like watch not even my videos, and I'm free to check out other folks' videos, because I just want you to actually understand and benefit, and not just being all me and watch me. It's kind of contrary, to be honest, with the being on the YouTube and all that, like influencer and stuff. But I actually care about you and wanted to you for experience all the benefits. So, and other folks might cover something that I don't cover, so hey, more power, awesome, great, let's do it together and build something better. So anyway, back to the story. So it's the heloc strategy, the second one. So what's that entails is basically you get the property. You can check that out, a video that I did with that, so it goes a little bit more in details what is that. But you basically get a property, and based on that property you get sort of a credit card, if you will, or basically a checkbook that is gonna support, or provide that, provide the money based on the equity in your house. So, and yeah, it's basically a difference between that, and then you basically difference between how much you owe and how much you have within the property due to appraisal and all that jazz. So I just don't want to go into much detail on that, because we're kind of a little bit on time here, and I just wanted to tell you about and make it video not too long, because I just don't want to be like monkey. So in any case, you basically, there are those two strategies, either heloc or a house hack. House hack, I usually recommend people who are single, they really not attached to anything, they have a lot of freedom to move around and all that, so which is kind of awesome. And so for heloc, it would be better for the families who don't want to move, want to stay a little in the same place because of the kids, whatever, what have you, other things that a job, whatever, so it doesn't matter, it's so those two strategies really either work for that type of folks or that type of people, it depends on your situation, obviously, but desirable where to go. So obviously there are pros and cons with this strategy. But so for me, how I did that, I took the strategy with heloc. And the reason to it is because of the family desires and constraints and stuff like that. So I went with heloc. And how did that happen? So well, I bought the house, right? So you saw my videos about the house and all that. I bought the house. Then second is that I did renovations on it. And that's like, you know, you don't like, it's not advertised, it's not like process stuff, but the whole thing is that you buy a house, renovate it, so you build up the equity on that house, right? So after that, as you build up that equity, you basically get an appraisal. Well, you can get separate appraisal. It's obviously you can do that, but if you go credit what is it credit unions and things like that, they gonna give you an option, and they actually do it themselves because it's I think they like, you know, trust whatever, you know, the authentic information and everything. So basically, you buy a house, you renovate it, you go to credit union. Credit union says, hey dude, yeah we can, and then you ask them, hey, I want to get a heloc. And they say, okay, so that's not a problem, we can give you a heloc, but we need to do an appraisal. So what are you thinking about, how much you got there appraised and all that? And you give them a number and all that. So that information and money, right? So you give them the number, and then they basically just, you know, bring the appraisal. Appraiser does everything. Basically, he just goes around the house, appraises the house, and see what's going on there, right? So, okay, new windows, new kitchen, new bathroom, new whatever. So basically, they appraise the house, and then they give the that information to credit union, and then credit union folks or rep gonna either call you back, or you call them and talk to them and tell them, hey dudes, what's going on there? And I will tell you, yes, so this is what it is, so we can give you X amount of money for this house, or the equity that you got there, so this is this. And that's pretty much what happened. So I did that, and then after that, you know, when I got that heloc, so basically I got that cash or the money. Obviously there's going to be a percentage, because it's technically credit card. So, well, credit card, it's technically credit account, so that you need to replenish back. But the beauty of it, you still live in your house, you still have that house, right? It's going to be second lien on your house technically. You will sign up the paper, you will sign up, you know, there's going to be a sort of refinancing guy coming in, and then you just gotta like sign up the paper saying, hey, there's a second lien in the house, right? So after that, you get that paper, you got that squared away, and then since you got that, basically they will send you checkbook, and they will set up an account for you and things like that. So for me, they sent me a checkbook, and then they set up an account, and yeah, I basically could do the checkbook, basically saying, hey, this is what it is, back. So, and then after that, how you get the second property? Well, since we did that like work in like those previous 3 steps, right? So then you go and then you search for the house. So, and then you like, that's what I actually did. I was like, hey, I called my real estate agent, and hey, I was like, hey, I got everything, like all my ducks in a row, let's get it done, like what's going on. So hey, how's the market and everything? And yeah, so she starts sending me the, you know, the houses that I'm interested in. Like, you know, I told her all the necessities, all the requirements that I needed, what I'm looking for, what is it, so, and things like that. So, and then she was like, yeah, I'm gonna start sending you stuff. And then I just I start browsing the Zillow, whatever, real estate, whatever, you know, MLS website, multiple listing sites that you're interested in. Like, basically I'll start searching there. And then, you know, to my surprise, I actually saw the deal, and I saw the house, I saw the condo that I bought, And I was like, wow. So I started doing the numbers, and I will do another video how I do the numbers and everything later. But I usually just compare, like, price versus rental in the area, and then we can, like, I kind of do get the basic idea. There are tools out there, and other than that, do analysis and everything. So it's just great. But there's a paid options. But hey, just like a napkin math, a napkin like kind of look at. That's what I did. I looked at the house. So, and actually, yeah. So found the house, and reached out to my real estate agent. I was like, hey, is it still on the market? And she was like, yeah, still on the market. Like, we got a couple of offer letters, which is really good flag there. If you hear, like, from your agent, like, hey, yeah, we got it there, they have a couple of offers, we checked it out. So they have a couple of offers. If they do have like one offer or two or whatever, like they have, it's technically it can be as a point where you're like, okay, yeah, so it isn't interested to people, so the price is good. So, well, obviously another pair of eyes somewhat looked at it, analyzed it, so did the math, whatever, with their experience. So if people have an offer there, so don't be afraid. As an investor, it's great, actually, because if you land the property, you land the property. If you don't land the property, well, there are a bunch of other ones in the market. So nonetheless, so the reason I'm saying that is big, it gives you a little bit of confidence, it gives you a little bit of understanding. Hey, you're not so you saw the property and you're not alone. You're like, oh, I did analysis, so something like, I mean, obviously you can both be wrong. It's obviously also the case, but I like to err on the side of positive. So, and I looked at it as like, okay, so now the pair of eyes looked at it, analyzed it, and hey, I'm good. So hey, at least a little bit of, I'm not alone in that, in my analysis and thinking like, okay, so this makes sense or doesn't make sense in terms of numbers, right? And but yeah, that's a whole nother, like, how analysis is happening. This is the whole art of that, so it's great. But nonetheless, so I kind of decided on that, on like total price versus the rental. And there's like Zillow has a really good feature, like if you switch between the two, it gives you like the current sort of like a pricing thing going on, and then you can compare like whether you will make a profit on this deal or not. So as you do that, as you find as I found the property, right, I reached out to the agent, and he's like, hey, so how are you gonna do that? I said, and they basically ask you right away, is it gonna be investment property or are you gonna live there? So live there, aka primary property. Oh man, we'll have been getting into it. So, and the time wise, so it's either that property or this property, either investment property or the private personal property. That's so the different. Those are really big two difference between how you finance the property and how like mortgage folks are gonna look at you. But we will actually do another session with the mortgage agent. So, and that stand by on that, it would be great. So like frequently asked questions for a mortgage professional and things like that. So what's the steps down, what to look for, what to look at, things like that. So, and again, so as you go there, so they ask you that question. So I went with the investment property because I needed, well, because I didn't want to, I'm not gonna live there, and obviously, so it's kind of like cancels out that the personal property as an option. So, and I go there and I say, hey, I want an investment property, and that's going to be investment property, and that's how I buy it. And they say, okay, cool. So you're going to need to put like 20% down and 25% down. That's going to be there's going to be points. He will mention that they're going to talk about that in the next video. So in the future videos. So with the mortgage frequently asked questions. But nonetheless, so the point system, I really, to be honest, I really didn't grasp that too much. But hey, there's a lot of good videos out there, so I don't want to like mislead you about the point system and anything like that. So anyway, it's all ended up saying like, hey, if you get this point like added, you will pay more. If you don't have it, if you pay 25% down, you will don't have a point, and then you will pay less overall. So that's basically it. So, and I went with 25% down. I paid a little bit less, so I pay overall less in the monthly fee, like for mortgage and everything. And that's where that was the difference, and that's how I selected that. So during the process, as we got into, we already so we did the legwork, we did this house, we got the heloc. Now we found the property. Now we already in the deal of mortgage proceedings and actually buying a property. Now in the mortgage proceedings, in that like couple of actually they will ask you also a question like how long you think we will close this property, how long it will take to close it. And that's basically a question to a mortgage guy or to a mortgage agent or to their credit union or whatever. And usually like in my experience, it was like usually about a month or so, if everything goes well and nice and tight, you know. Like as a buyer, we provide all the documents that is requested from us. Everything is requested from us. We provide that. So usually it takes about a month or so to process that, right? So, and that's where you basically do that. So if you're first time home buyer, you got like in the state of Maryland where I'm at, so there are like I think 4 categories you can do. Is that an inspection you can come out of the deal, and there's like a lead paint inspection that you can come out of deal, financial, and like, you know, you just basically your mortgage people cannot finance the deal for some reason or whatever. So that you can come out of the deal, and I think there's some other ones I forget, but those are like the 3 main ones. The just general inspection, lead paint inspection, and then financial. I'm probably forgetting about that. So yeah, but yeah, let me know in the comments below which one is that, or like, you know, what you thought so far. But that's about what I did as of getting the mortgage squared away. So basically, I was providing the documents. They will ask you like for pay stubs or like for your income, and actually and that's where the HELOC also comes in. They will ask you, hey, what's up with the HELOC, and how much like monthly payment you gotta make. So obviously at the beginning you don't do a lot of well, I was not doing a lot of payments from the HELOC. I had like literally 0 balance account, like because I didn't do anything. So right, and then they said, oh yeah, so you basically gotta you just got the HELOC right here. Like, yeah, man. You know, it was like it's you know, like, all right, fine. So basically they look at your financial situation, how much you owe versus how much you own, and you know, so basically determine based on that. But obviously you need a pre-approval letter as well, and you will actually, your agent will let you know about that actually when you search for the property. So it's a little bit of setback there. But anyway, so the mortgage, we landed the mortgage, and yeah, and that's pretty much the final step to get the process in terms of how I got this property squared away. The last step is that actually closing. You actually got to show up with the money, and then you do provide all the closing costs. Well, however deal is set up, you provide either the closing cost or like, you know, escrow money. You provide the down payment, and so yeah. To wrap this all up, so at the beginning we got the house. We selected which strategy we're going after, personal or investment, or house hack or HELOC strategy as a strategy, right? So to get the money, to get financing and all that. So after that, we renovate the property. So I went to a HELOC, I renovated the property, I built it up, and I did appraisal. So, and then well, actually credit union did an appraisal and gave me the money for HELOC, right? So I when I secured that, Then I went to ahead and called my agent, tell her, hey, money is good, I'm good, so we can proceed with that. And she was like, awesome, let's do a pre-approval letter, do this. So we did all that, did with the pre-approval letter, landed that, and then we got to the point where we went search for houses. We got a house, bam, bam, we got a house. I wrote it out for offer letter. Basically, we're at the point where we went through the mortgage process and we got the deal squared away. So as of right now, I'm still renovating it, and it's gonna be a next video on how I renovated, like what's going on there and what happened after the renovation process. So that's pretty much it about the process. I hope that answered your question about how I got the deal squared away and landed. Took me a little bit that I expected longer. It's actually like, yeah. So, and yeah, let me know guys if you like that video in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoy this. My name is Dmitry. Like and subscribe down below. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if you like this video or not. So I want to do a few more videos in terms of like what to do, how to do it, and all that. But if you have questions in terms of the whole process, actually that's the perfect place in the comments below to ask me those away, and why and how and whatever what happened to the process itself. Yeah, so that's what I did. That's my experience on that one, and that's how I processed that. And that's just for specific for that deal. I think there are gonna be some caveats in terms of other properties like commercial property. There will be another caveat for that. And if it's apartment building or apartment complex, and if you actually do kind of like connect the dots and like connect the people, and you actually in the partnership with other people, so that's where you do another, like a little bit more legwork there. But anyway, this is the deal for that single for that condominium. So hope you enjoyed this one. My name is Dmitry. I'm signing out, so see you guys later in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.